In Bath, time matters, not just for the history, but for the visiting hours. We had just 5 hours to experience its timeless charm before the doors shut. Could we make it count? From Roman wonders to hidden gems and iconic architecture, join us as we race against the clock to soak in the best of Bath before the doors close. Hello everyone, welcome to Cat Couple Chronicles. Bath welcomed us with a clear blue sky and a bright sun. We were to stay for only one night, so time was short. Our first stop was, of course, the Roman Bath. The city centre was uniquely decorated. While we get there, let me tell you about visiting the Roman Bath. You may book tickets online in advance or purchase it at the counter, but if the slots are full, then you will not be able to get inside. So it is always safer to get tickets in advance. You then have to reach and stand in the queue for the time slot that you have selected. We had tickets for the 12:45 p.m. slot. We admired the intricate beauty of the Bath Abbey while we were waiting for our turn. We were ushered in for the 12:30 p.m. slot, maybe because it was not fully booked. As you go in, you are handed with an audio set which acts as your guide. Every item inside had a number on it, and if you press the number in the handset, a voice would start giving information about it. The Roman baths were designed for public bathing and were used until the end of Roman rule in Britain in the 5th century AD. According to the Anglo Saxon Chronicle, the original Roman baths were in ruins a century later. The area around the natural springs was redeveloped several times during the early and the late Middle Ages. These Victorian era statues of Roman emperors and governors of Britain on the terrace overlooking the Great Bath were created in 1894 and were part of the preparations for the grand opening of the Roman baths in 1897. Do you know why the pool looks green? In the Roman era, this used to be a covered pool. Since it is open now, the sunlight has encouraged the growth of algae, which has turned the water green. Few times a year, the pool gets cleaned. The brain-eating amoeba, Naegleria fowleri, has been found in the waters of the Roman bath, leading to a fatal case in 1978. And since then, bath is closed for swimming. It is advised not to touch the water. Though it is closed for humans, birds enjoy the hot spring water to quench their thirst. The Romans called this town Aqua Sulis, and as you step inside, you reach the museum. The excavated items are displayed here. The limestone casket's north facing position suggests it was a pagan burial. This skeleton belongs to a 45-year-old man from the Roman era, and isotope analysis suggests he came from Syria. This is the original natural hot spring that provided the water for the Roman baths and temple. The warmth of the hot spring could be felt from where I was standing. I apologize for the poor video. It was extremely dark in there. Maybe this photograph will give you a better idea. And then we found a lady decked in Roman attire, adding a mystical charm to the place. This section is known as the King's Bath, and as we go inside again, we pass by the circular pool, which was the frigidarium, a cold room designed for a refreshing plunge after the hot baths. These stacks of 2000-year-old tiles can be seen on the grounds of the rooms. This was part of the hypocaust, which was an early form of central heating. As enchanting as it was, I had started to feel suffocated and was happy to come out into the outside air. Our next stop was St. Michael's Church, which was about 10 minutes walk from the Roman bath. This is a 1000 plus year old active church, inside which is a cafe. It is not only a unique place to eat and relax, but also where you can worship and find some enlightenment. It truly is a hidden gem. Our next stop was the most anticipated one for us. We are now entering the Prior Park Landscape Garden, and I will tell you why we are here a little later. From our hotel, which is near the Bath railway station, it took us about 45 minutes to reach here. The road is uphill, and so it took us a bit longer than what Google had suggested. After a lot of huffing and puffing, we reached around 3:45 p.m. and bought our tickets to get in, which is £11 per adult. The sweet lady at the counter gave us a quick insight about what to expect, and we were off to enjoy our time there. So this park opens at 10 a.m. and closes at 5 p.m., but the last entry is 4 p.m. If you want to really enjoy the landscaped gardens, then keep at least an hour in hand to spend here. There are buses too that ply from the city, so if you're not too keen on walking, then you could avail those as well. This is the Serpentine Lake, and there is the Sham Bridge. Okay, so now we have reached a viewpoint, and from here I will show you what we have come here for. Can you see it? The structure over there in the distance is the Palladian Bridge, and far away you can see the Bath city. On the other side of the path is the Prior Park College. Once you reach the park, from there it is all downhill. So it's easy, even though it was a steep downhill at places. See how lush and green the park is. Now, let me tell you something about the Palladian Bridge. Undoubtedly, this is the best feature of Prior Park and was built in 1755. It is influenced by the architecture of Andrea Palladio, and so it is named Palladian Bridge, though he had no hand in the design. There are only 4 Palladian bridges in the world, and this is one of them. It truly is a beautiful structure, and the strenuous uphill walk was worth every bit of it. In case anyone fancies playing tic tac toe, with our hearts full, we retrace our steps towards our hotel. A little away from the park, we passed by this peaceful church. This patch of area had been turned into a cottage garden for butterflies and bees. Yellow warbler. This is River Avon, the same river that we saw while visiting Stratford upon Avon. And that is our hotel. We venture out again to see the Pulteney Bridge. On our way, we pass by the Bath City Parrot Gardens. This brave gull was posing away with the humans. And here is River Avon again. Look at those birds. This Pulteney Bridge is one of the most photographed examples of Georgian architecture and one of the only 4 bridges in the world that has shops across its full span on both sides. By now it was almost 7:30 p.m. so the shops were all obviously closed. From the bridge, a 6 minutes walk took us to the house of the most famous of Bath's residents, Jane Austen. She lived here for about 4 years, from 1801 to 1805, though it was a sad era of her life. She was forced to live here and yearned to go back to Hampshire. She was so depressed that in those 4 years she did not write a single book. After her return to Hampshire, she started writing again. Nevertheless, I wanted to see where one of my favorite authors lived. Our next stop was to have dinner. While juggling between Thai and Chinese cuisine, we decided to spend some time near the River Avon.
বাবা ওখানে তো সুগন্ধের ওখানে কি করছে ওখানে কি হবে এগুলো পড়বে ওখানে টুস টুস করে
উঠতে চাইছে উঠতে পারছে না সে।
কোথায় তো
ওই যে
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা উঠতে পারে তো
জল থেকে ওঠা অত ইজি নয় না, হেভি পাখি।
সরেই যাক তাহলেই তো ওদিকে চলে যাক
As we walked back through the quiet streets of Bath, it was hard to believe how much we had experienced in just a few hours. Though our time here was brief, it felt full. And now, with memories packed and hearts content, we get ready for the next leg of a journey into the wild, breathtaking landscapes of the Scottish Highlands. See you there. Bye bye.